So Andy Burnham has said he's going to walk back on digital ID and scrap it, but do I believe him? No, not for 1 second, and here is why. The trouble with digital ID is it will have a tendency of creeping in through the back door, and nobody likes that, do they? Well, some of you might. But the infrastructure is already being built. So unless Andy Burnham is willing to walk back also on the ban for social media for the under-16s, unless he's willing to scrap one login, unless he's willing to get rid of digital driving licenses, then he's not really getting rid of digital ID at all, is he? He's just repackaging it. He's selling it as something else. He's going to make sure that it comes in, but you don't notice it. And if his plan works and everybody already thinks that they've won, then there's going to be no pushback. And that's what we can't allow to happen. Because there's many layers to digital ID. It's called the stack. And in my documentary, I go through this stack and the different layers of it and the infrastructure of it. But essentially, think of it as a spider's web. And at the center of the spider web is you and your data. Now, they're building the sort of threads of that spider's web now, like I said, with digital driving licenses, social media ban for under 16s, etc., biometric data being taken at airports when you travel abroad. All these things seem to still be in place or being implemented. So unless they're willing to walk back on all of these things, then digital ID isn't actually going away, is it? They're just telling you it's going away so you stop fighting. Because trust me, if they keep building this infrastructure, if they keep putting these plans in place, then all they're doing is building every single element of that spider's web without you realizing that soon down the line you'll be trapped in it. Soon down the line, once they've got all their chess pieces on the board, it will be too late to stop digital ID. Because digital ID isn't one program. Digital ID isn't one system, it's lots of systems. It's all those systems when they come into place and they are connected with one another. So all it sounds like to me at the moment is that they're not connecting all the dots yet, but they're still putting the systems in place. And that's what you need to watch out for. The other thing that I've heard people talking about is the fact that we're going to start drilling the North Sea again. Great, fantastic idea. We should never have stopped. Net zero is a load of crap in my opinion, and even if it was a real thing, you know, we account for less than 1% of the world's CO2 emissions, and unless people like America and China are going to make a difference, then we're not going to make any difference. So why should we be the poor relatives around the world who are the only ones doing anything about net zero? I'm not going to get into net zero now because some people believe in climate change, whatever. Personally, I don't. But, you know, the walk back on digital ID and the ability to drill the North Sea again, are these just tactics that are being used so that he can subdue the right wing, so that he can subdue the argument of people like Rupert Lowe and Nigel Farage? Because that's exactly what I think it is. It's short-term gain for us, but it's long-term gain for the Labour Party, because they can manipulate people again into believing that they are the party of hope and truth and justice, and that they are going to change the world. I don't believe that. I think we're being thrown some scraps, and I think now is a time to be vigilant. As you're all aware now, most of the front benches of the Labour Party are all parts of the Fabian Society, thanks to Rupert Lowe's talk on the Fabian Society on the Joe Rogan show. And I thank him for that greatly. I believe in Rupert Lowe. He's a great guy, and I've met him. I've been fortunate enough to interview him for my documentary on digital ID, which, by the way, is still coming out. I am going to rewrite some parts of it, but it is still coming out because I haven't been fooled by the fact that digital ID is gone. I was momentarily when I woke up at 6 o'clock this morning and thought, oh god damn, my documentary's done for. It was bittersweet, really. You know, I was like, oh good, digital ID's gone. Oh no, my documentary's in the toilet. But then the more I thought about it, the more I realised that all the implemented systems are still coming in. Anyway, back to the Fabian Society. The emblem for the Fabian Society is literally a wolf in sheep's clothing. So it's literally one thing dressed up as something else. And I think that you have to remember that, because that is what's happening now. You're being sold one thing and it's dressed up as something else. But at the heart of it is something very dark, something very sinister. Now is not the time to celebrate. And we've been here before. when they changed the rules and said that they weren't going to make digital ID mandatory for right to work checks, everybody celebrated. And I went, hold your horses, that doesn't mean digital ID is dead. It just means that they're repackaging it, and I don't believe that this is any different. This is why they've got rid of Keir Starmer. The plan of action that they had before was being implemented by Keir Starmer. They wanted to introduce a new plan. Keir Starmer doesn't have the ability to do another walk back on any of the things he said he's going to do again, because his credibility would have been further in the toilet than it already was. So the best thing to do is to get another puppet in to sell it in a different way. And that is all that is happening now. So do not be fooled. Do not let your guard down. If we're not now pushing back on a massive infrastructure of a digital ID system, we now have to be more vigilant, because now we're fighting back against multiple individual systems that are being put into place. Because once these pieces are in place, when they do decide to go ahead with digital ID, which they will do, which might be in 2 years' time, 5 years' time, whatever, the infrastructure will already be in place, and then it can't be stopped. So watch out for the creep of these digital systems, and watch out for things coming in the back door, because nobody likes it in the back door, do they? Bye.